Mr. Greg Groomer Onision, you are here today on trial for crimes against literature.
Deluded and plotless fanfictions Onision has written about himself. Already, there's no sentence structure. This is page 3. Oh god, this is only the second book as well. Oh, I actually will die.
After reviewing the evidence of your trial, I find it to be one of the most deplorable I have ever witnessed. I sentence you to the prisons of Dimension 764. Take this man away.
We're never going to get this dimension hopper working, are we? There's just not enough parts in this wasteland dimension. We cannot make a working dimension hopper from junk. We're fucked.
Hey yo, come on Dumbus. It's looking bad, but we have to keep trying. Otherwise we're stuck here, and we won't be able to escape if we're detected.
We're just stuck here. There's no way we're going to be able to escape. We're just stuck here until the clickbait Confederacy finds us and fucking kills us.
You gonna get that or what?
Hello?
Hello, Mother Moocake. It has been a long time since we have spoken.
Wait a minute, hold on. I recognize your voice. It's you, isn't it? How did you even get this number?
My operatives have been watching you since you fled Dimension 4. Once again, we need your help. A year ago, the Royal Stock Image Courtroom enlisted you to compile evidence against Greg Groomer Onision and put him behind bars. Now, a year later, Greg Groomer Onision is dangerously close to being let free. He must not be allowed to do this. We require your help once more to compile evidence of his crimes.
Right, so let me get this straight. Your Stock Image Courtroom, or whatever, wants my help again? I don't need to remind you that last time you guys wanted my help, it was a pain in the ass, right? Those books were torture. They were fucking torture to read, and you only paid me a packet of cigarettes for all the work I did. I'm sorry, if I'm coming back to do any kind of work for you again, I'm gonna need better payment this time.
We are aware that you are in hiding and stuck in Dimension 1. In exchange for your cooperation, we are willing to not only keep your location a secret, but provide parts to help you build a Dimension Hopper too, so that you may escape the wastelands.
Right. Well, seems I've got no choice then. Alright. I'll do it. A year ago, I was tasked with reviewing Onision's 3 books. A task that shortened my life expectancy by about a decade and pulled me down the mother of all rabbit holes. However, today, it is with great sadness that I must report that that rabbit hole I stumbled down, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much worse out there. You see, Onision, he does music. In fact, he's got a horrifically active music career, if of course you want to call this music, or indeed a fucking career. Now most people watching this will be well aware that Onision makes music. It's not uncommon knowledge, sadly. And some of Onision's more infamous pieces of shit are well known at this point and have been ridiculed hundreds of times over the last few years. And rightly so. And while we'll be looking at those in this video, because it's impossible not to, sadly, we're also going to be looking at some of the more niche stuff that Onision has created. Some of the more underground music that you've probably never heard of and probably wish that you'd never have to hear, but oh well, you're here now, so strap in. I had to sit through this pain, and it's seared holes in my eardrums, so you're going to have to sit through it as well, alright? And we'll both come out together and go to therapy. How does that sound? Now, you know the way that YouTube has got auto-generated channels for music artists these days? They usually come in the form of the name of the band or the artist with topic written after them, and they're just a channel of all their music, auto-generated and uploaded. Well, guess what? Surprise, surprise, Onision has got one of these auto-generated YouTube channels for his music as well, and dear boy, is it a cesspool of tumours? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Onision Music channel, which, if you go to the albums and singles section, has 6 albums. 6 fucking albums. And fuck me gently. Look at how many tracks are on some of these albums. 72 tracks! Jesus wept! And so today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be shortening my life expectancy by another decade and taking you through all of this shit. And also along the way, I hope to prove that Onision has got no musical talent, no musical skill, and that all of his music has had absolutely zero effort put into it. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, check your hazmat suits and strap the fuck in, because this is going to be another very long and painful journey. Now, when I say Onision's music, most people will probably think of his fucking banana song. The dead meme that originally shot Onision into internet fame. And a dead meme that he still continues to milk for money and attention to this day. It's been like 11 years now or something. Seriously, him still milking the banana song is like unironically posting troll face memes in 2021. It's a dead meme. It's a corpse on puppet strings, Greg. Let it die. Now, Onision likes to defend the banana song and various other musical tunes he's created by saying that they're ironic. They're supposed to be bad. They're not supposed to be taken seriously. And sure enough, if you go to Onision's main channel, you'll find a playlist he's put together of all his ironic music. The music that's supposed to be shit. The music that you're not supposed to be taking seriously. And so therefore, you can't criticise it because of course, it's supposed to be bad. And that somehow makes it devoid from any criticism. And if you do criticise it, of course, that makes you a moron because this shit is ironic. And you know what? Fine. For once, I'll go along with this, Greg. For just this once, I will ignore that calling something ironic is the laziest defence to ever be utilised on the internet. Just this once, I will ignore that the word ironic is automatically used by talentless sods who don't want to be criticised for their talentless content. It's ironic, is it? Okay, I'll play a little game, Greg, because... Oh, what's that? What's that? It's a playlist you've made full of serious music. So this shit isn't ironic. You said so yourself, which means by your own rules, Greg, this shit's fair game.
In the beginning, we were so happy. I loved you and you loved me. Or you said you did. Yeah, you said you did. I believed you did. We were gonna have a kid.
Alright, fuck me. Fuck me, I can feel some Mike Wazowski's growing on my back here. Where to start with this one? Oh boy, where to start with this atrocity? Now this one... now this song here is... I'm sorry, it's just... It's so shit.
Now I think of it, yeah, I think of it. You looked at me as another idiot.
This is perhaps one of the most notorious of Onision's songs. I hate calling them songs, to be honest, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. This is perhaps one of the most notorious of Onision's musical car crashes, and I cite it in this video because it is the perfect example of all the tropes we've come to know and love about Onision's music. There's the appalling music video, the edgy emo vibe, the general theme of I'm so hard done by, please pity me, there's his inability to sing, there's his inability to write lyrics, and there's his inability to make any kind of competent backing music.
No, it's me, it's always me. You can lie, control, scream, curse, use, abuse, get high, and what am I? I'm another guy.
So why you good girls like bad guys?
The fucking talking, singing thing he's doing here, right? You know why he's doing that, don't you? It's because he can't sing. He cannot sing at all. So the next best alternative to try and feign any competence in this is to talk, sing, to the beat, like a fucking idiot. Hell yeah. Even his talking singing is crap. It barely rhymes, it's offbeat, it's infuriatingly shit. Now the backing music. Ooh boy, where to start with this one? Now regular visitors to my abhorrent YouTube channel will know that I myself actually make music. I've been making electronic music and backing music for about 10 years now, and while I don't claim to be anywhere near the best at it, I'm at least fucking competent, unlike Gregory here. And as someone that knows his way pretty well around FL Studio and general music production, I can guarantee you that all of Gregory's music is made from shitty presets and loops. And I know this because I can recognise some of the shitty presets he's used in his tracks. Take the claps in this song, for example, right?
Now I think of it, yeah, I think of it.
They sound exactly like the default preset claps that FL Studio gives you. When you open FL Studio, when you boot up the program, it starts you off with 4 preset drum sounds. And all of these preset drum sounds are a bit shit. You wouldn't really use them, you'd get rid of them and replace them with better stuff immediately. But Greg has listened to these shitty preset drum sounds and gone, yeah, This is fine. We'll use this.
Now I think of it, yeah, I think of it.
The claps he uses in this song are exactly the same as the shitty preset claps that FL Studio gives you when you open the program. He didn't even go looking for better free samples in FL Studio. He just opened the program, listened to its shittiest clap sound, and said, yeah, we'll use that. That'll do fine. As another example, have a listen to the piano in Onision's song.
In the beginning, we were so happy. I loved you and you loved me.
This piano sounds exactly like the default piano sound in FL Studio's low-quality piano emulator. Now, FL Studio has an inbuilt piano emulator, and it's alright. It's nothing particularly great or high quality, but it'll do the job. It'll produce a piano sound that's alright. And if you mess about in this piano emulator for quite a long time, you'll eventually be able to get a piano noise that's alright, that just about cuts it. Again, it's not very high quality, but if you mess around for long enough, you'll be able to produce something that's just about passable. But here's the thing, Onision hasn't messed around in his piano emulator at all, because the piano in his song sounds exactly like the default sound. When you open this piano emulator, that's all you have to do. You just open the fucking program. This is the sound you're greeted with, without touching any of the knobs or levers, without editing or messing with anything. That's the sound you get.
In the beginning, we were so happy.
Zero effort put in at all.
Let me stand up straight for you. Let me represent. Let me pretend I respect you, but first let me vent.
Here's another well-known Onision music tuner, and dear boy, is it the one I hate the most.
You're afraid of the truths I tell. You wish I would just go AWOL.
So why you good girls like bad guys?
Just look at the amount of iMovie effects on this. I mean, fucking hell, this is aged like milk. How long do you reckon it took him to write these lyrics? Maybe half an hour? 60 minutes maximum? You could give a 6-year-old a crayon and they'd put more effort in.
Let me tell you a story about a boy. He grew up believing in freedom and choice. Yet when he joined the military, they took his freedom and silenced his voice.
There's absolutely no mastering on this track either at all. Like, none of the backing has been cleaned up or volumed properly. Oh my god. If you listen to this music, well, if you listen to any of Onision's music actually, you'll begin to notice after a while that some stuff sounds too loud and some stuff sounds too quiet. On this track in particular, it's the bass line and the drums. After a while, they seem to be almost kind of too quiet. The other stuff in the song seems to drown it out. And that's because Gregory has done absolutely zero mixing and mastering on his backing track. In order to make a competent song, you've got to go through all your instruments and all your sounds and make sure that they're leveled correctly. You know, make sure that they're the right volume, they're not too loud, they're not too quiet, they're not drowning other stuff out, and that they can be heard. Gregory hasn't done that. He's just slapped a load of preset noises into FL Studio, and he hasn't bothered to, you know, affect them or master them or mix them at all. He's just basically hoped for the best. Because, of course, in order to mix and master and level things properly, that would take effort, and here on the Onision channel, we don't believe in effort. I am willing to bet that Onision made this entire track in about a day, because listening to it, it reminds me of the shit I would put together in a couple of hours when I was 12 years old. For reference, it usually takes me, on average, about a month to put together an average, competent-sounding 4-minute-ish track. A month. And half of that month is usually dedicated to mixing and mastering, something Gregory hasn't done at all.
Tonight, I'm polluting your body. Your mind's so broken, and that means you're mine.
Oh, good grief. Here we fucking go.
And you can't crawl on back to your safe place.
Yeah, dude, I'm like 14 years old, and I totes love Fallout Boy and the Black Veil Bride and IDK Man. Is happiness even a real thing? OMG, I love the color black. Yeah. Oh, wow, Greg. Oh God. I mean, you're just so edgy, aren't you? I mean, you're so not like other girls, are you? This song features Onision trying to sing and trying to convince us that he can sing by layering his voice with shitty auto-tune. Probably worth mentioning, but his likes and dislikes are disabled on almost every single song he's ever done. And the comments, I'm pretty sure, are disabled on every single one. I couldn't find a single song where his comments are enabled. I wonder why.
Take me away from here, I don't wanna stay.
The terrifying thing about this particular music video is that it shows that Onision is actually taking this seriously. You can tell from this that Onision actually considers his crimes against music to be good, to be competently made. Look at the way he's doing his stupid, serious, pouty faces here. Like, he actually believes that his shit is deep, or profound, or well-made.
Nothing's taking us back now. We're too far gone to stare, gripping tightly.
Onision is very fond of trivializing serious issues in an attempt to make himself look cool, or edgy, or relatable. This is something I remember him doing quite a lot in his books. And sure enough, sadly, his music is exactly the same. Oh wow, look, my ex-partner was a bit mean to me. She really treated me like shit, actually. It was really abusive. I'm so hard done by. Please pity me. Oh wow, look, the military's bad, guys. I'm so profound. No, I'm not just rambling like a child. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Please feed my ego. Oh wow, look, vague ramblings about self-harm and mental health. Wow, I'm so cool and edgy. Please look at me. Any excuse for attention, huh? You colossal narcissist.
Well, what ho, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Tits McGee, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an Onision song, because, well, I don't know, I must have fucking holes in my brain. If you follow this tutorial correctly, by the end of it, you'll be as talentless and as wasteful a musician as Gregory Groomer Onision. What ho, how spiffing. So step 1, you're going to want to open your music program. That's it. Splendid! You're almost done already. Step 2, you're going to want some shitty piano sounds, so off you go and find a piano sound. It doesn't matter how shitty it is, just the first one you can find will do. That's brilliant! Now make something basic as fuck with it. Now you're going to want to find the shittiest drum sound you possibly can, and, you guessed it, make something basic as fuck with these as well. I found free samples on SoundCloud of better quality than this, but Google searching takes effort, and here on the Onision channel, we don't believe in effort. Now you're going to want to find a very shitty, dark synth-sounding effect, which you're going to need for the second part of your song. Again, you're going to want to make something basic as fuck with it. Writing your melodies and your chords shouldn't take more than 30 seconds, because here on the Onision channel, we don't believe in time and quality. Just rush it the fuck out and expect everyone to praise it. Step 4. Speak some bullshit into Audacity. It took me approximately a minute to write and record these lyrics, and it shouldn't take you much longer yourself, because again, here on the Onision channel, we don't believe in effort. Just shit out whatever comes to mind. As long as it's vaguely edgy, it'll do spiffing. Step 5. Now shit it all together. This should take about a minute, maximum. It took me 2, but well, I'm a bit rusty working with such wank presets. Step 6. Mastering, mixing, and leveling. We don't believe in those over here on the Onision channel. You can just skip that. And step 7. You're done. Let's give the final product a listen. Hey everybody, look at me. Give me attention and sympathy. I don't have skill or talent, you see, so I'll just make crap, and if you criticize it, you're shitty. My oh my, my oh my. Why did I make this bullshit? Why? Honestly, I can't even say that I tried. After this experience, I really want to die. By now, you're probably trying to claw your own eardrums out with a screwdriver, which means you've done it. Well done! Now flog your piece of shit on iTunes and wait for the tone-deaf emo 12-year-olds to buy it. Huzzah!
And so now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to these STDs that I showed you earlier. These 6 albums are basically exactly like STDs. Of course, they're not sexual or transmitted, but they're definitely diseases, and they definitely made me want to carve my own balls off with a spoon. Now, it is with great pain and shame that I must report that I've actually listened to every single one of these albums. Not all the way through, because the shortest of these albums is an hour and 20 minutes long, but I've listened to about 40-50% of all of these albums, and I can tell you straight away, without any musical knowledge at all, that they're all fucking shit. Whether you are the best and most talented musician on the planet, or you've never heard music before in your life, this is torture to listen to. Complete and unbridled torture. You could probably use these albums as a method of breaking someone's will to get information from them. You know, you take a prisoner of war, you put them in solitary confinement, and you blare this shit non-stop every day. And I guarantee you, within about 20 minutes, your target will be terminally insane, begging for mercy, and willing to tell you absolutely anything to make the music stop. I'm just joking, of course, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't music. Now, if you go to Onision's Apple Music page, something he definitely doesn't deserve to have, you'll see that it classifies these 4 crimes against humanity as compilations rather than albums. And that's because, as far as I understand it, these 4 contain songs that Onision made years ago, like the 3 examples I showed you earlier, repackaged and rehashed alongside some new shit that is just as tasteless and crap. If you want to get technical about it, an album is made up of completely new material, while a compilation is made up of older, previously released material. So Onision's compilations are about 20% his older stuff and 80% new stuff, and none of it's good. This new stuff is on average about 1.5 minutes long and breaks new grounds in lack of effort, talent, or originality. Let's have a quick listen. I mean, it's just tragic, really, isn't it? It's actually genuinely tragic, Jesus. This song, The Last World, is 1 minute and 15 seconds of poor, unmastered garbage that was thrown together probably in about 2 minutes using a load of really shitty preset noises. What baffles me the most is this song was made in 2018, and it doesn't sound any better than the stuff I showed you earlier that was made in like 2011, 2012. That's 6 years, and he hasn't improved in the slightest. You think making music for 6 years you'd pick up a little bit? I certainly did. I went from this quality of music to actual competency in 6 years, and he hasn't improved at all. Which proves in my mind that Onision is either completely brain dead or convinced that he's good at this shit. And I'm not sure which one's worse. Every single new track on these compilations basically sounds exactly like the one I just showed you. Some of it's slightly longer, some of it's slightly shorter, some of it's got singing, some of it's just instrumental like this one, but all of it is crap. At best, it is this quality, because the song I just showed you is actually one of the best ones. It's one of the better produced ones. This is the best quality you get with Onision's albums. If that doesn't terrify you, I don't know what will. Again, as someone that knows his way around music production pretty well, I'm willing to bet that you could make something like this in about 10 minutes. Even if you have never seen or used music software before. Even if, like Onision, you have no musical talent whatsoever. Even if you're 83 and have no idea how to even turn a computer on. You could make something of this quality in 10 minutes. And as I proved earlier in this video, I was able to do it in under 4 minutes. Now, the icing on this disease-ridden, fecal matter-covered cake is that Onision is charging money for these albums and compilations. He expects you to pay. He somehow thinks, in his warped, twisted brain, that these albums are worth monetary value. These things shouldn't be given away free, let alone be charged for. There's no quality in any of these albums on any of the tracks. Why on earth would you give money for them? Every single song is complete and utter wank, and some of the songs are just his older songs from years ago. He's just pulled them back out the cupboard and put them on new albums in a desperate attempt to get a little bit more money out of them. Because as we know, Onision will milk anything he can for as long as he can, for as much money as he can get, whether it's his shitty music or people's mental trauma. Now let's move away from these compilations and go on to his actual albums. I say that like they're any different, they're not, they're just as crap. Now his latest album was released in October 2020 and it consists of 66 tracks. Good God! Those compilations I mentioned earlier, 3 of them were made in 2018 and 1 of them was made in 2019. So in the space of 1 year, you mean to tell me that Onision, a man with no musical talent whatsoever, sat down and made an album of 66 tracks? 1 year, 66 songs. Yeah, no, get fucked. Now I can only really use myself as an example here, but for me, to make an album of say 10 decent, competently made tracks, that would take me at least a year. And I like to think that anyone with a shred of self-respect and musical talent would also take at least a year to put together an album of say 10 to 12 tracks. So 1 year to make an album of 66 tracks, what little quality there is must be stretched very, very thin.
Onision.
Christ, oh, it's actually painful to listen to. God, Jesus, make it stop!
Let's agree, you should be finally free. You're okay, I'm okay, they're okay. Don't you know we're all bros? Stop crying, oh please don't make a fuss. Happens to the best of us. Dwayne Johnson is bald, Stone Cold is bald, Patrick Stewart is bald.
Fuck off. Fuck off. I can already see, like, 80% of you heading down to the comments getting ready for a "Oh, Moocake, you're going bald." I can already see you lining up in the comments ready to deliver some funny memes about the size of my forehead. Just stop, yeah? Just...
Don't let your anger cloud your judgment.
Didn't do a thing. What did I do?
Oh God! Oh, someone please shoot me, God! Now, do you want to know the best bit, ladies and gentlemen? This album, this latest Onision album that I've just shown you, is 2 hours and 50 minutes long. 170 minutes in total. Good grief! Who in their right mind would listen to this the whole way through? Unironically, how physically could you? And here's the scariest bit of all. There are people that actually enjoy Onision's music. Like I said earlier, on most of Onision's music, the likes and dislikes are disabled. I wonder why. But if you go through enough of his more obscure stuff, you'll find a few music videos where the likes and dislikes aren't disabled. And sure enough, they've got likes. Okay, it's never more than like 5, but still, people are unironically liking this music. That's genuinely scary. How low have standards sunk for people to unironically like this? If this stuff is not only tolerated but enjoyed by some people, then surely the best way forward for our species is to be eradicated. Or perhaps there's a better way forward. Perhaps, instead, all we have to do is remind people that quality still exists.
After I'd finished listening to Onision's music, I had to lie down for a couple of hours and listen to lots of actual good music to remind myself that quality still exists. And after I'd finished and fully recovered, I was left feeling genuinely angry. I, and many others across the globe, put genuine time, effort, and passion into making music. And yet despite that, here is Greg Groomer Onision, a man who is perfectly happy to put no effort at all into his songs. A man who has the audacity to produce some of the lowest quality music I have ever heard and then claim it's actually a well-made product and sell it. And so, motivated solely by my unbridled rage, I sat down and set myself a task that would definitively prove how shameful and subpar Onision's music really is. I would make a better song than Onision in 60 minutes. Right, so I've just booted up the program. I've just started recording, as you can see. I can't be bothered setting up a timer or anything, so I'm just going to go off my recording time. So I'm already like 10 seconds in. I might as well get on with this now. be quick about this. I can't really afford to mix and master properly, but I'm still going to do a bit because it's fucking vital. Drums really need to come up next, I think. Okay, so I've got about 20 minutes left now, I think. Yeah, I've got just over 20 minutes left, and basically I'm going to spend the rest of that 20 minutes just mixing and mastering. So it's probably boring as fuck. You're probably not going to hear much out of me. This will probably just be, you know, real fast forwards in the final video. You might not even hear what I'm saying now. But yeah, the last 20 minutes, I'm just going to try and mix and master this and make it sound as good as I can. I've only had enough time to do about 1 minute and 15 seconds of actual music. If I go any further than that, I will run out of time. So I've got to stop myself. I've just got to make what I've made sound decent now, basically. Right, okay, so I'm at 58 minutes, 25 seconds, and to be honest, I think this is as good as it's gonna get. I've mixed and mastered to the best of my ability. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it sound significantly better in the next minute and a half, so fuck it, I'm gonna say time over. This is what I've managed to do in just under an hour. I honestly have no idea how good it's gonna be, but hey, at least it'll give you an idea of what can be done in an hour if you actually put some time and quality into stuff, I suppose. So without further ado, here's what I've been able to put together in about an hour. Let's hope it's better than Onion shit. And there you are.
So then, ladies and gentlemen, what have we learned in today's epic edutainment video? Absolutely nothing, really. I mean, other than Onision's music is crap, but that's nothing groundbreaking, really, is it? So instead, I say, let this video stand as a warning that Onision's terrible music exists. It's out there, hiding in the depths of the internet, waiting to spring out and thoroughly destroy your eardrums. Let this video stand as a warning to keep away from music like this, so that you don't have to go through the pain and anguish and musical torture that I put myself through in making this video. And honestly, I've got no idea why I put myself through that pain. I must really hate myself, must I?
Greg Groomer Onision. Based upon new evidence submitted to this court on your criminal activity, I see no other option than to deny your appeal to shorten your prison sentence. Your acts of crime and low-quality content never cease to amaze and disgust me, Greg Groomer Onision. Have you anything to say to the court?
Oh, you have an opinion of me, so you're just gonna try and ruin my entire career. Really? Is that what you're going to do?
That is enough. Take this man back to prison. Once he has fully served his sentence, then we will decide if he will go free.
So if you've reached the end of this video and you've still got your eardrums intact, first of all, congratulations, and second off, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said earlier, this video is actually a sequel to a video I did exactly a year ago about Onision's book, which is both a longer and more painful experience than even this one. I'd highly recommend it. It's still one of the best videos I've ever made, in my opinion, and if you fancy hearing more of me screaming angrily about awful things on the internet, you should subscribe to my channel, because I've got plenty of videos where I lose my temper at bullshit. Also, if you enjoyed the music related stuff I've been doing in this video, then I'd recommend you other stuff I've made. There's a whole playlist full of music I've made on my channel which I'd recommend you, and I've got some very big music announcements coming your way very soon, hopefully within the next couple of months. So if you like what you heard, stick around, because there's plenty more of it coming soon. Anyway, yeah, that's about it from me. I'll be honest, my brain is leaking out of my ears after listening to all this music, so I'm gonna sign off now, ladies and gents. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Any support is massively appreciated, and I'll see you in the next glorious shit show of a video that I, Mother Moocake, produce. Take it steady.